The desert wind swept through the walls of a small U.S. Army outpost in southern Afghanistan. The night was silent. Only the hum of the generator and the distant bark of guard dogs broke the stillness. Captain Jason Miller sat on the edge of a sandbag wall, staring into the dark horizon where the war hid its secrets. His rifle rested beside him, but his mind was far away back home in Georgia. Every night at this hour, before each mission, he called home. He dialed the number, and a tiny, sleepy voice answered, "Daddy, can you hear me?" Jason smiled. "Yes, sweetheart. I can hear you better than all the stars out here." Then came the voice of his wife, Emily, tired but soft and loving. "Jason, are you safe? I heard there was fighting near your post." He chuckled. "I'm fine, Em. Just a little dust in the air. I promise I'll be home soon. I owe you one real dinner, no rations, no sand." Emily laughed through her tears. "You've promised that 1,000 times." Jason's tone softened. "Then I'll promise it 1,000 more. But listen, if one night you don't hear my voice, just know I'm still out here fighting to come back." She wiped her eyes. "You will come back. I know you will." The line went quiet for a moment. Only the sound of their breathing traveled across two worlds. Then the call ended. That was the last time Emily ever heard his voice live. The next morning, reports came in. A convoy hit an IED outside Kandahar. 4 KIA, 2 missing. Jason's name was on the missing list. Emily heard it on the news. The coffee mug slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor. Her little girl, Sophie, tugged at her sleeve and asked, "Mommy, isn't Daddy calling today?" Emily forced a smile through her tears. "Not today, sweetheart. Daddy doesn't have a signal." Weeks turned into months. Every knock on the door made her heart race, but it was never him. Every night, she left the phone beside her bed, just in case. The silence in that house was louder than any explosion. Sophie kept drawing pictures of Dad in his uniform, standing under a blue sky. Emily couldn't bring herself to hide those drawings. 3 months later, a gray morning came with a soft knock on the door. 2 soldiers stood outside. One held a small metal box. "Mrs. Miller," one of them said quietly, "these are Captain Miller's personal belongings. His body hasn't been recovered, but the search has been called off." She didn't speak. She simply took the box, closed the door, and sat on the floor. Her hands trembled as she lifted the lid. Inside were a dog tag, a broken satellite phone, and a folded piece of paper, stained with dust. On the note, in Jason's familiar handwriting, were the words, "Emily, if you hear my voice, it means I made it home. If not, just know I'm still watching over you from somewhere higher." Emily turned on the phone. The cracked screen flickered, but one recording still worked. Static filled the room. Then his voice came through. "Emily, if I didn't make it, know that I love you. Take care of yourself and Sophie. Keep living for me." The recording ended. Emily pressed the phone to her chest and cried silently until dawn. But then, after a few seconds of static, the phone buzzed again. A faint whisper came through the speaker. Emily turned round. Her breath caught. Slowly she turned toward the doorway. There he was, thin, bruised, dusty, but alive. Jason stood there in his torn uniform, smiling weakly. Emily screamed and ran to him. Sophie rushed down the stairs, shouting, "Daddy!" Jason knelt down, wrapped them both in his arms, and for a moment the world stopped. Weeks later, when Emily finally had the courage to replay that old phone, she learned the truth. The engineers at the base confirmed the final recording had been made just 30 minutes before Jason reached home. He had recorded it just in case, so that even if he didn't make it, his voice would always find its way back. Emily placed the phone beside his photo, and you kept your promise, Jason. You came home, and your voice will always stay with us. A soldier's voice carried across war and time, a promise kept between life and love.